Or Hey guys, Yankee here, and today I'm going to be doing a tier list ranking all of the Conception characters. You might be wondering why? Why would I do this? And the answer is, I just need a quick video to pump out for today. Um, so I figured I finished the anime, even though this video is actually going out before my final video on the Conception anime. But I'll make sure to put this at the end of the playlist. And so I figured I'd just go through, talk about the characters, sort of rank them, and then if I ever get around to actually finishing the game, I'll come back and I'll re-rank them. So I'm going basically exclusively off of the anime. So let's just get started. Narcissist is here. First up, where should I put him? He didn't really get much to do, but he wasn't. Well, first I guess I got to figure out what each rank is. So this is S is best, A is good. Like none of the characters were really bad. So I guess D is just sort of nothing, right? Like they didn't get enough to do, so I don't really know much about them. C is they're okay, they're not great. B is they're good. A is they're really good, and S is they're great. Okay, so Nar is going in D. That's like he didn't get much to do. I'm gonna put Shangri-La there too. There was some interesting stuff with Shangri-La where like it's teased that he was from Sora and he was a visitor that had to come and seal the labyrinths, but they never touched on that much. So both of them are going into D. Where are you? Lilith and Lily. I guess I'll put them in C. They had a bit more than Nar and Shangri-La, but they also didn't get much to do. Like, they were just fortune tellers with a gimmick where they switch personalities, so not really much there. Rione, I feel bad, but I think I'm going to put her in D as well. Like, her and Farum, let's put her in D too, because they don't really get much focus. They didn't even get, like, some of the characters, they got like a half an episode. Some of them bled into other episodes, whereas these two were sort of rushed in episode 2. Was it episode 2 or episode 3? I forget, but like they didn't even get half an episode themselves. Like Rione's whole character is Itsuki talks to her in the nurse's office for 5 seconds, and then Farin, she dances and she wants to explore but can't because she's a maiden. Rione is just upset about her dead brother, and like we don't really get much about that. Colette, where should I put you? I'm gonna put her in B. We got a lot of time with her, but I don't think she was the best. Her silly puns were fun. Making bread was fun. Her desire to be a baker and wanting to make bread that makes people happy is good. Like, so she's a bit more fleshed out than some of the others here, and I think was more enjoyable than Lilith and Lily. Femi Runa I'm gonna put in C, and she only gets put up into C because her whole Stockholm syndrome thing is silly and fun. Otherwise, she's not really doesn't really have much going for her, and probably should be in D. But I'll put her in C because her part of that episode was fun. Mirai is going in D. Mirai is barely anything in the show. Like we don't even talk about like her being a researcher much in the show. It's only briefly brought up, and then like her entire episode is the Bachelor parody episode. So we don't even get like much focus on her as a like scientist researching stuff. She made one vial of aphrodisiac, and that's it for her. Yuzuha, where do I put Yuzuha? I like Yuzuha a lot, so I think I'll put her in S. We didn't get a lot of time with her, but everything about her story was done really well. Her disease, where as she sleeps, she's basically draining her life away. She's a painter who likes to paint the things that she dreams, but she isn't dreaming, so she can't do her painting. Carrying a coffin around, sleeping in the coffin, basically showing that she's already accepted she's going to die at some point. And so if she's going to die in her sleep, she'll just die in the coffin already. I think Yuzuha, for how little she got, Like, she only got, what, half an episode? I think it was used very well. Mahiru. Where do I want to put Mahiru? I think I'll put Mahiru in B. I think she was fine. So Mahiru, her coming here with Itsuki already puts her above some of the other ones because she's got more time. Like, she got most of episode 1 to herself, and then some of episode 2, and then a little bit here and there as well. But I don't think anything about her is particularly stand out. The childhood promise thing is overdone so much that it didn't really stand out to me. Her personality was just sort of bland. Like, she wasn't bad. I hate to see what she was like in the original game, where she was so disliked they changed her character. Like, I'm honestly maybe more interested in that, because maybe she would have stood out a bit more if she was just terrible and treated Itsuki terribly. But as she is now, she's just sort of boring, but she was fleshed out enough where I think she should be in B. Itsuki, I'm going to put him in A. He's just fun. He's really, really fun. Also, I just realized Seiya isn't here. I don't know what to do about that. I didn't make this tier list. So I'll use one of these extra Alfies here as a Seiya stand-in. So I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, Itsuki was fun. Like, he was a fun main character who was willing to do silly stuff, but also was taking some of the silly stuff incredibly seriously. I think he was a fun main character. Like, everything to do with the bread, like when he was dressed up as the sausage during the love ritual with Colette is fun. I think his banter with Mana is also really good. I think I'll put Mana in A as well. I think she was very fun in this show. I think the little hints of her backstory that we got, not even hints, they like told us, but like we didn't get much of it. So like talking about how she was a impurity and how she was saved by a magician trying to make impurities good, and then was going to be killed and was saved by another visitor. I think all of that stuff is good, and just the dynamic between Mana and Itsuki was fun, and that it needs to be, because that's what a lot of this show was. Sue, I'm going to put her in C. She stood out a bit more than Mirai did in that episode, but I don't think she has much going for her either. Her sort of quiet and, like, her personality is very quiet and doesn't stand out much. The story of her parents being killed by an impurity and basically her, the animals she takes care of being her new family is interesting, but again, didn't really get touched on much. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about Sue. Ruka. I forgot her name for a second. I'm going to put Ruka in... Where do I want to put her? B or C? I like Ruka. Her, like, taking care of the kids is nice. Her being an Esper doesn't really come up much in the show, though. So maybe I'll put her in C, where they bring up this part of her character, and then we don't even really get to see it work, because it just doesn't magically work on Itsuki. So it's like, I'm an Esper, I can read people's minds, but then she couldn't actually read Itsuki's mind, and that was her only opportunity. So it was just sort of wasted. So maybe I'll put her in C. I like her, but with what she was given, I don't think there was enough there to really put her above C. Eri, I'm going to put into B. I think Eri got a lot of time, and we got to see multiple sides of her. We got to see her sadistic side, like when she was whipping Itsuki. We got to see like a moment where she's actually, 2 moments actually, where she's giving people advice as like a nun, like people coming to her to ask questions, right? Like there was the moment where Itsuki was worried about Yuzuha, and then Eri sat down, talked to him, and got him to go help her. Seiya approached her asking for help too. So yeah, I think Eri did really well. I think her really liking weapons was interesting and well done, like not well done, but like they focused on it enough that it made her stand out more. Ooh, Tora, I think she's also going to be a C. She likes, yeah, Tora's going to be down in C too. Her being a delivery girl is good. Her caring about, like, her passion for people's letters, like how she rushes to get them to their to where they're going as fast as she can because each letter has like people put their heart into it, things like that. I like that. Maybe I'll bump her up to C or to B. I mean, I don't know. I think I'll bump Tora up to B. I like Tora. Yeah, her basically trying to become a better delivery girl, trying to match up to her master, the passion she puts into it. I think all that's there. So I think I'll put her up into B. Alfie. Let's do the first Alfie here as Seiya. Seiya's going into D. One of them's a PNG, one of them's not. Anyway, Alfie is going into, or not Alfie. Seiya's going into D. He was just kind of there. I don't know. He got more to do than Nar and Shangri-La, but I don't really care about him. Maybe I'll put him into C. Alfie's going into A. Let's put Seiya up into C. He got fleshed out more than Nar and Shangri-La, and I think even Rione Farn and Mirai. I think Seiya got fleshed out more than them too. So I'll put him into C. And then Alfie's going into A. Maybe Alfie's going into S. She got quite a few episodes about her and a lot of time fleshing her out. So, like, we know her history that she's a star child that was able to grow up but lost her star child abilities. She's got the whole love of idol things going on, with herself wanting to be an idol, putting on like a concert at the school festival. Her sacrifice in the last episode, even if that didn't actually amount to anything. Like, I think Alfie goes up into S. She got a lot of focus. I think she's good. I think her liking idols and her wanting this like silly trendy romance was also kind of fun. So yeah, I'll put her up into S as well. So again, this is my ranking of conception characters strictly for what I saw in the anime. Like, I'm trying not to bring anything that I know from the game into this, and I'm really talking about just what we saw. Like, some of these characters really didn't get much to do and didn't really get much focus. Whereas the girls that did get a bit more focus getting more time to shine, so obviously I'm going to be more interested in them and like them more. So, like, Alfie got a lot of time to shine. She got her big sacrifice at the end. She has an interesting backstory, and she's also there the whole show. We don't see her as much, but her taking care of the Star Children, and in her episode seeing how seriously she took it and how she has like a journal of just like tactics that she's teaching them and how much she actually cares about making sure the visitor is safe. So yeah, Alfie goes up into S, Yuzuha goes into S, and that's it. Like, I don't know. A lot of the girls didn't get much to do in this show because of how short it was and how much there was to cram in, which is unfortunate. But anyway, that's my list. Again, I'm sorry about this video. I just needed something to toss out real quick. Again, in the playlist, I'll make sure this comes after the anime because it's coming out in a weird spot too. But that's my list. If some reason you actually watch this and you actually know about the anime, let me know if you agree or disagree. I'm sure some people are going to really disagree with me. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.